Hi everyone, Ron Milligan with Remax Select here, of course coming to you with our weekly market update. So we'll be looking at the homes that sold and went under contract last week. So that's Monday the 31st through Sunday the 6th, February 6th. And we'll be taking a look at the supply numbers, the number of active listings available for purchase, the demand numbers, the total number of pendings plus the new pending deals that went under contract. And then we'll look at how the properties that sold last week fared on the market. And then lastly, I've got a couple of anecdotal things that I'm going to share with you, kind of boots on the ground stuff that we're seeing as we're out there showing and writing offers and listing homes. So the first thing is the number of homes that sold. It was 427. Still kind of a low number, but of course this is still for the homes that typically probably went under contract at the end of December, just before New Year's, and then the week after New Year's. So number's not huge. Last year at this time, that number is around 544. So keep in mind too, though, that when we look at this and we're comparing this year to last year, that 427 number is a snapshot in time. I pull these numbers consistently week after week at 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning, so that we're getting that consistent read at the very same time week after week. And sometimes it takes agents a day or two, and sometimes 3 days, to change the status of their listings from active to pending to sold. And so I suspect that a year from now, when I pull the numbers for this week, in the future, as those agents change the status, I suspect that number is probably going to be approaching 500, if not just a little bit over. So we're really not too far behind where we were last year at this time. Last year at this time, when I pulled the number of sales, it was 446, and we're at 427. So we're really not that far behind. So the number of active listings that we saw, that went up a whopping 9 listings. It's not much, but it's an increase, and I'll take it. That's represents a 0.5% increase over the previous week. So 1584 versus 1575. When I look at that number and I compare it to last year at this time, that number is down 22.1%. Versus last year at this time. So we still have far fewer listings this year to choose from than we had last year at this time. And then I did that same trick I did last week, where I looked at the number of active listings on Friday afternoon. So typically what happens is agents will try to get their new listings on the market Wednesday, Thursday, or by the latest on Friday morning, hoping to catch folks looking at listings and showings for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, which are our 4 biggest days for showings of the week. And most eyeballs, we know statistically, most eyeballs will land on a new listing on Friday morning, because that's when most people go to work or pretend to work, and really what they're doing is looking at real estate. So the idea is at 5 p.m., towards the end of business on Friday, we should see the largest number of active listings before they've started to get shown and offers get written on them. So that number was 1810 versus our count on Tuesday morning, 1584, and the week before 1575. That's a 235 listing gain versus that previous Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. Again, not much, and as we can see from our new pending deal number, it was easily gobbled up by the demand that we have. So the number of new pending deals was 735, and that's up from 697 from the previous week. And that brings our total number of pending deals up to 4349, which is a 4.8% increase from where we were the previous week at 4149. Keep in mind, it doesn't seem like a big jump, but the number of pending deals increased by 4.8% when the number of active listings increased by 0.5%. So we're outpacing the new listings with the demand that we've got right now. So how did the homes that sold last week do on the market? On average, they spent 30 days on the market, and if we're looking at the median number of days on market, that was 7. Last year, the average was 40, and the median was 11. So we're still doing a little better than we were last year at this time. The average sale price was 571,208 versus last year at this time, which was 529,875. So that's still a pretty respectable distance between the two numbers. No big surprise there. The average sale price versus the list price was 101.61%. That's up about a point from where we were last week at this time. And then if we're looking at the median, it's 102.96, and that's up over 2 points from where we were last year at this time. So that means I sold my house for $100,000. I listed my house for $100,000. It ended up selling for $103,000. So it's selling for 103 over the asking price. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is some of the things that we're seeing. We're still seeing the same things that we saw a week before, and the week before that, and the week before that, which was in some cases fewer offers on properties, but still with these properties going way over the asking price, as long as they're the properties are don't have issues with location, with condition, with pricing, that sort of thing, move-in ready. They're still selling really quickly with not as many offers as last year, but still with multiple offers and selling for over, in some cases, way over the asking price. We did see one this week. Over the weekend, they had their offer review deadline this morning, and the agent that submitted an offer on that property did say that there were 18 offers on that property, but a really, really hot location and a great price point, like in the mid-5s there, the mid-550s, like 550. And then the other thing that we've been seeing, which I thought was kind of interesting, were a couple of transactions last week. When we have a whole bunch of offers on properties, buyers tend to get caught up in that bidding frenzy and get overexcited about trying to win, and maybe they've been frustrated by this market and they bid beyond their comfort zone. And then what will happen is within a week or so, or maybe when it comes to repair negotiations, they get upset because they bid way over market value for this property and they made all sorts of guarantees. And then they discover that the home isn't perfect. And the sellers are sitting there saying, hey, I got all these extra offers. I'm not doing any repairs. I can go to this next party and let you go. So we're seeing a lot of cancellations. What's interesting, though, is that law of diminishing returns, which used to be kind of a, what we expected. Each time you go back to the open market, you're going to get fewer offers and it's going to sell for less. That seems to have been kind of pushed to the side, because we did have two situations last week where our agents had bid multiple offer situation. The first position, and in one case the first and second position, buyers walked away, and they went back to the balance of the folks that were still interested in the property and re-engaged the bidding war and ended up selling, getting a purchase price higher than what the first round of first round of offers ended up with the purchase price. So the first position buyer walks away, they re-engage the balance of the buyers, they bid it up again, and they end up getting more money, which is just telling about what's hitting the market, which is not a lot. So we don't know if those will go to close or anything like that, but it's just really interesting to see that, law of diminishing returns being set to the side and properties selling for more than the original bid up amount. So anyway, that's what we've got. What we're seeing right now. We should have some numbers for January from RMLS coming out this week, so I'll bring those to your attention when they do show up. And then, of course, as usual, all real estate is local. So if you're curious about what's going on in your neck of the woods, let me know. I'm happy to share what I know or do a bit of research for you and get you the information that you're looking for. Okay, we'll see you next week.